We just want to take this time to talk about a partnership we have now. We're promoting Iron Beard and Oil Balm. Most of the old blokes on this podcast have beards, so why not get some help looking after them? Iron Beards is a local Australian company that makes high-quality beard oils and balm with 100% natural, organic and vegan-friendly ingredients like hemp oil, natural seed oil and argan oil. They offer products like Black Forest Beard Balm, Valhalla Beard Balm and Oil Spice Rum Beard Balm. That's going to be my favourite. Fresh Rain Beard Oil and many more products. They've even got a deodorant and dog nose and paw balm. If you're interested, be sure to check out their Instagram page, all one word, at Iron Beard Oil and Balm. They're Iron Beard Oil and Balm on Instagram to shop for your needs.
Hey, Paul here, host of Old Blokes Love Sneakers Too. You're about to listen to episode 3 of season 4. Today I'm joined by our super regulars, Lukey and Joel. Get into a discussion around understanding how we keep missing out on sneakers. Joel talks about what Jordans he's after. We then go through and have a discussion on some goat wants. Hope you enjoy the episode and leave us some feedback. You know what to do, rate us, jump on our Insta, do all that sort of stuff. Enjoy, peoples.
Hello, welcome to Old Blokes Love Sneakers Too, episode 3 of season 4. With us with our technology, we're back on Zoom and we're doing a podcast as well, so we'll try and make it more podcast friendly. We've got some feedback, and you can see I've got the two boys with me. Hello, Joel.
Hey, Paulie. How are you, mate?
I'm well, my man. I'm well. Nice to see a sneaker collection behind you.
Yeah, I thought I'd try and live up to Lukey's fantastic standards last week. I see he's still sticking with it. I've got a bit of work to do, I think, though, on this. I'm just keeping them in the shoe boxes. But
I've got the world behind us. See, I've got where shoes are being brought in the world, so I just check out. The green is the hot spots.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Hey, Lukey, how are you, mate?
I'm really well, thank you. I like the backdrops. I especially like the world map. So much to say. Also, I'm guessing those are household bills that are color-coded in the folder there over your left shoulder.
Yeah, that's all the outstanding debts I've got, mate, just on the left.
Yeah, a few folders were.
Yeah.
I actually have that same IKEA bookshelf that you got your shoe boxes on, Joel. So there you go.
This one? Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that doesn't make me feel so bad then. At least I don't feel like I'm falling behind. Which sneaker room
are we in today, Lukey? This looks a bit more upmarket than last time.
What's that, sorry?
Which sneaker room are we in today? This looks a bit more upmarket.
There's one room. I just changed it a little bit to reduce the lighting. Last episode, I had a laser through my face for the entire pod. I didn't like it. So, me.
Yeah, it looks like a different room.
Jack's on the line. Hey, how you doing?
Lukey's talking into his shoe for anyone on the podcast. Hey, boys, we like to start with where we're at. So last week we had some chance to go get some shoes. Lukey, how did we go, mate?
We went poorly.
Good rhyming. You want to expand on that, please?
Yeah, I've just about had it with Nike.com and Nike basketball site. I think it's a load of horse shit. And I'm sick of refreshing multiple tabs. I took the advice from our contributor, Fred. Is it right? Is it Fred?
Yes. Fred?
Yeah. So he's very knowledgeable, and I took some of his advice, and I've been waiting, listening to releases, and there was 2 shoes, and I was ready to go, the Adapt BB2s and the Fear of Gods. And I set up, and I had my multiple tabs open, I had the credit card going, bang, bang, bang. My son was trying the same, and it just constantly just time out, froze, stick them in the cart, they jump out. Like, they should just have a decent lottery system where you can express your interest. If they come back and say, hey, you weren't on the list, I just go, fine, whatever. But there's crap that you just don't know if your computer's working, if the internet's dropped out, the website. Like, it's complete rubbish. So, yeah, I'm getting quite tired of this dance of the tards that I keep doing with Nike.com.
Yeah, we talked about that on one of the other things. One of the other guys, Tommy, one of our guys, he was trying to get the 5s, and he had a big problem with me. He had him in his cart. He was all excited, and then I got a phone call at midnight going, hey, I didn't get him. Can you help me get him? So, yeah, he thought he had him like you. They were sitting in his cart. You don't have those problems, do you, Joel? You just get yours. You just get them.
I was lucky on those ones. I was just going to say, if your buddy's a size 11, I could sell him a pair of those Jordan 5s for about $2,000.
He needs like 1.5 pairs. So I think he's a 15.
Yeah, right. So. No, I can't help him. But like, I reckon it depends on whether it's a general release or not. You know, like if it's a full size run, those fire reds have dropped, 3 or 4 times already. But if you're talking about the fear of gods, like how many are they selling, Luke? They're selling like 100 of them?
Yeah, and in a size 12, probably 1 or 2 pairs. The thing is,
Right.
we are literally teetering on a tightrope here at the moment, even more so with this Zoom stuff. If you say full-size run one more time, we are done.
I love it. No, it's my favorite.
We will be ceased and desisted.
I want a segment called Full Size Run.
That'll be
Right,
us.
okay. If that's the case, then who's James? I know who he is.
Who's James?
Yeah. I know
All
who
right.
Paul is. Yes.
So, I saw a box turned up at your house this week, Joel.
I think that box might be right behind me, actually.
Oh, look at that. Look at that segue. We're working great here.
But if we're clever, I can pull this out for the folks who are watching the video, but also
On the podcast, Max, you'll put these
on the
Instagram.
podcast. We'll throw this one up. So these are the
so
Jordan 5 Metallics,
Beautiful.
which, interestingly, as excited as I am about them, they fit about a quarter of a size smaller than the Fire Reds.
Oh.
So they're the kind of shoe that you instantly put on and you go, right, if I'm wearing these out, I'm not walking. They're not uncomfortable. They're not like ridiculous.
So you're 11,
But,
yeah? You're normally 11.
Yeah, I'm always an 11. But for some reason, not all 11 is an 11. It does my head in, right? You know when they advertise like it fits true. I'm like,
Yes.
how hard is it so that it doesn't fit true? Like, why can't every shoe fit true?
It depends what true they're talking
Let true
about.
be true. Just let true be true.
Yeah.
Let true be true.
Where did they come from, Joel? Where'd you get those from?
I bought them on Goat, so they would have come from the States.
Yeah.
Resale.
Yeah. What they cost ish, if you don't mind
Yep.
me asking?
Yep. They were $550, buddy. About $620 delivered.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's about right. That's ballpark. For
Yeah.
fives. Metallic.
That was lower than the lowest ask. The lowest ask was over 600.
No, you did well to get them. The talking about the fitment thing, and wouldn't it be nice if just the fit was the fit was the fit? Because I've noticed on resale a load of those Jordan 4s in the neon Air Max colorway. You know, the ones, the 4s with the grey and the fluoro. Yeah. So they're reselling all over the place. Nobody wants them because they don't fit. Because they've got literally like someone stuck like a butter knife in the arch. So you literally, anyone I've spoken to who's wanted them, and I've tried them on, they're incredibly painful. Like you couldn't even wear them for an hour, let alone any longer than that. And the market has sort of dictated and said, you know what, no, these shoes don't fit anyone. They're not worth much. So I've noticed that they're just getting resold for probably below what you could have bought them for already. Which is as opposed to like cool greys, which weren't particularly rare, but they still get decent money, and that's because there was a fitment issue or a production issue or whatever, which just made them impossible to wear. So that is a bit curious.
That's really interesting. I wonder if they should come out with that info, right? Because like we're saying, you're paying good money. Imagine Joel gets his 11s and like they're not exactly perfect and they don't fit at all. He'd be spewing. I would be.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, I actually mentioned in, now that I've come out of retirement, I'm doing the Michael Jordan. I'm back. So I'm back in the workforce as of this month. So I've got some cash to spend. I'm back. Yeah. I actually had a pair of runners gifted to me by my lovely wife. I don't think I talked about these on episode 1. I got a pair of Gucci's. My first high-end, Lukey. So I'm up in the high-end market for a drink. I know, ridiculous, right? So they rolled up. I actually just thought it was for her. It was a Gucci bag, and she goes, "No, it's for you." And I was like, "What are you getting me from Gucci?" So I got a nice Gucci gang pair of shoes, the red and blue tip, the standard Gucci. So I'm in there. They've actually been featured on one of our Spilling the Kicks this week. I spoke to Ned about them, so if you want to check them out on there. Also, Maxie and I, producer Maxie and I, were the other night, late night shopping, digging through shoes. We found a whole lot of blazers. We bought 3 pair of the blazers, the Nike blazers. And of course, with me, I went to the SB Zoom range, skateboard range for me. So I went 2 skateboard styles. I brought 2 colorways in the same one. It was the mid-edge style. And I brought, what were they? The Summit White and the Midnight Navy. So they'll be up on here. Maxie will put those up.
Is that a blazer?
That's a Blazer.
That's a Blazer.
Mm.
Yeah. And they've now got a customized section for Blazer, which I suppose Nike's got for every shoe.
Yeah.
And Maxi also brought the one, I don't know what it's called. It's the same sort of style. It's got the coloured in. We featured it this morning on Spilling the Kicks, Lukey, that black one. It looks like it's coloured in.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a cool one, isn't it? So Maxi got those in red, so we picked up 3 pair of those. So yeah, we've actually come back into the sneaker market this week for me. It's
nice.
Looking
Forward to a few unboxings.
Definitely. And I'm going to wear 45 next week. That's what you do when you come out of retirement, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Come on, Joel.
For those who don't know or who haven't watched The Last Dance, I was having this conversation with Maxi recently. 23, 45, and 12.
Yeah.
And he said, like, I get 23. Yeah, but like
Jordan
Jordan also wore 45 for a brief time until Nick Anderson stole the ball. And then he changed to 23 and he just accepted the fines. But as Nick said, he's better in 23. But there was also one time for one game that he wore number 12. Because either the equipment manager forgot to pack his jersey or it got stolen or something.
Yeah. And what did he wear? What did he wear in Washington?
23.
23.
23? Yeah, I was thinking for some reason he wore 21. Don't know why. Hey, excellent. So we've actually got some work. So, Lukey, are you on the hunt for those still, or are you going to give up with your Zoom?
No, I don't really care about Fear of Gods. Like, I was just going to get them because if I could get them, I'd get them. But the definitely, I still want the Adapt. I want the Adapt ones, the mag colorway still. And I want a couple of other rare Jordans that are going to be hard to find, but I've decided that I am dedicated to tracking them down. So we're going to see how we go about finding those. So,
that's exciting.
Yeah, because you started that, didn't you? You started your Jordan hunt last year.
Yeah, and I've added like whenever I've got holes in the collection, like I'm going like to 15 or whatever. I'm not really cared about that because it's just
that's about all you need to get to.
Yeah, and I've really expanded, but I want to find these particular, I want to find these Quentin Richardson 8s or 9s or whatever I can find, and then if I can find some Darius Miles, whatever Jordans I can find with that, if I can do it. It might mean I end up having to buy a pair of shoes that doesn't fit, but I just really want to get my hands on some. So they're out there. It's just there's also all sorts of fraudulent activity out there as well, so you got to be careful. Yeah,
we've got that Q Rich. We've got the Q Rich alert out. I'll put it out to a few people as well, so we'll see what we can do there. Alrighty, hey, you're in the right room. We're going to do a Luke stash now, my man. So it's over to you. Look at this, and we've even got you a logo. Check this out.
I don't know why I'm wearing a turtleneck. Or is that skivvy? And what's happening around my waist? It's like I've got a money belt on.
It is. It's where your cash is. So this is Luke's stash. I'm going to hand over to Luke. Go for it, my man.
All right. Well, we're just until. Here we go.
It's up. It's up and rolling.
That's it. Hey, now I'll tell you what this is called. I'm going to track this down. Just give me a moment. So I'm actually holding the shoe because it really needs some serious explaining. There we go there. And the shoe is called the Nike Air Carnivore. Okay. Yeah, you ever seen anything like this before, Joel?
Not at all. I mean, it looks a bit Hirachi-like, but
it is.
Like I haven't seen this.
No, so it did feel a little bit Hirachi-like, but I'm going to go through and just run it down on camera. So you've got a strap at the front there. You've got a full sock. This thing is a full sock design. You've got a strap there. You've got a buckle strap here. And you've got this, which goes around your ankle.
Oh, like an
ankle. As you can see, there's actually a hole in the shoe. So it's like a sock with some straps on it. And I bought these in 2011 on a trip to California. I got them from the famous Nike outlet at where is it? The Citadel. Yeah, that's where I got it from. It's down near the Commerce Casino there on the 5 freeway, and it's I believe anyway. It's a little while ago, but that's when I got them. No one's really dared to wear them because they're way out there. I think one of my sons might have tried to wear them for a game once. They got the Nike Air back there. They're supposed to be like a performance basketball shoe, but these are some definite experimental type stuff. Quite interesting. You can see all the different materials and the colors, and yeah, you're really capturing the vibe of it.
You haven't worn them playing.
Yeah, and these weren't even in with any of the regular shoes. These were out in a drawer somewhere way away. I had to bring them off the bench, but I just thought for something a little different. Now we have the ability to capture all elements because we're using video. I thought I'd break them out because they need a bit of explaining. So, yeah, that's the Nike Air Carnivore. There's two colorways, this and then another which has got white, red, and some other sort of zebra pattern thingies there. I have no idea about values because no one's ever resold them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're dealing with there. Something a bit off the beaten track for this stash.
Thoughts about those, Jolie?
Good choice. Well, I like that they're so rare. I bet you those things never made it to the Australian market.
Oh no,
that was yeah.
You know what it looks like?
I don't mind them. It kind of reminds me of that whole, was it the ACG range that Nike put out?
Yes,
a
little bit.
Yeah.
Those hiking boots.
Yeah. Hiking boots that were just so not hiking boots, but
yes.
You know, they had a little dabble. I don't mind those.
How old are they?
These are 2011, so they're coming in on 10 years old, and you can tell when you wear them that the sole's gone completely hard and everything. When you wear them, I had them on the other day because I don't know why I had them on, but regardless, I was wearing them.
Yeah. Hey, you know what they look like though? It looks like a low. It looks like a low. It looks like they're halfway. Hey, we want to do a low high. We're going to put like an ankle strap in. You know when people tape their ankles.
Yeah.
That's what I first thought that was. So maybe they were experimenting with having the shoe with the ankle strap in it. Because that's what it looks
like. This buckle here, you pull it and then it tightens, like it pulls this down towards your leg. Like it's very, they definitely did some. These were created in a lab, but not everything that's created in a lab is. So anyway, Carnivore. I know. I might even look up. I'm sure some. These are not Audacity. These are. I'm sure some rare NBA player tried these out on an occasion because they are basketball shoes.
No doubt.
I reckon I've seen them. I think Enes Kanter had those on. Definitely had those on. Hey, they were very good. That's an excellent Luke stash. Any last words on those, Joel? Do you want to get a pair of those?
No. I would definitely not buy a pair. Let's not go that far. But that was a cracker.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to play in, wouldn't it? I think they would.
Yeah. Back in the day when they were fresh.
Yes.
Yes, it'd be. Yeah, I just think it'd be fun to run around and see because that whole low cut with an ankle support would be really interesting. Hey, thank you, my man. Hey, we thought we talk a lot about GOAT here, boys. So we're going to do a bit of a segment now. We've all been asked to go on and get some wants for GOAT. I know this wasn't a hard thing for you to, Joel. I think you had to actually cut down your wants.
I'm all over it. I am all over it.
Hey, what we'll do is we'll take it in turns. We'll do one each. I'll go first, and I'll give mine to Maxi so he can put one of mine up while you guys get your one ready. All right, Maxi, let's put my first one up. Anyone who's listening on the podcast, these will be on the internet. So on our Instagram, we're putting everything up that we talk about, so you can play along at home. All right, Maxi, if you put them up, I'm guessing they've come up. All right, so I've got a nice Air Jordan 1 that I wanted to get, but the bit that I liked about these are a Luka Doncic version. These are butchering words as we go. So these are the mid-SE pre-game pack, and they've got the title Mindfulness. These are, they're a white color. They're very plain white with a green. I'd say it's almost like a limey green swoosh with a dark outline around it. They're not too bad. These were interesting. I liked them because they were Luka's. They're retailing at the moment, Aussie, about $4.73 for my size.
Good.
What do you think, Joel? Air Jordan 1? Yeah, I know. Joel, Air Jordan 1, Luka's, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I saw these drop recently, and I thought it's an interesting PE to drop for Donka Lukic.
Let's all butcher him today. We could get it.
That was for you, buddy. Yeah. I mean, I just kind of expected him to get a proper performance shoe, but for him to end up with the Air Jordan 1 was interesting. I wasn't aware that they were that expensive. That's crazy.
Yeah, no. I think that's just because they're early. That's the new price. What did you think, Luke? I thought as a player edition, like Joel was saying, I thought it was a really interesting player edition for him to have. I would have thought he would have something.
Yeah.
Aren't these aren't the ones where one shoe's one colorway and the other shoe's the other? These aren't them, is it? That was something.
I don't think so. No, I think there's something else because these were the ones when I looked them up. There was just the one colorway. Well, it's the picture that I had on Goat that I wanted and I liked them. The price threw me off a little bit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they were okay. I wouldn't pay 500 Aussie for them. Not this sort of thing. But I just liked it was Luca had his own shoe, even though it was an Air Jordan 1. Maybe they're going back to that. Maybe they're going back to that, Joel. Maybe they're going back to some players not getting a signature shoe straight off.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're doing it with other sports. So Odell Beckham, the football player, he has shoes that are like Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
They're not, they're not his.
The Pippen, he had the tempo as well, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, the up tempo style with the OBJ on the side.
He just changed it on the side.
Yeah, he did have the OBJ up tempos. That's right.
He did. And then they made, and Galvin, our friend, who we I think refer to, you could have him in our bingo game. Galvin, we refer to him a lot. Him and Tinker. Galvin made a collab with that, and he changed it up, changed the sole on a pair of OBJs. It looked really good too. Hey, Joel, you want to put one up, and we'll talk about one of yours, my man?
Yeah, okay. I've just sent it through. So what I thought I'd do with these, because you guys know that I'm a bit of I've got a bit of a sweet spot for GOAT. So I've constantly got a number of shoes that sit up there in my favorites. And the ones that wouldn't be a surprise to you are the OG Jordans. So all three of these that I'm going to show you are not OGs. They're a little bit of something different. And this is my interest in different fabrics, different finishes on classic shoes. So in other words, something that I would actually wear with a pair of jeans or something like that. So this particular one is called the Air Jordan 4 Retro. And I will do my best to do my impersonation of Paul and his meticulous attention to detail. The Nike Air Jordan 4 Retro Fear features a black, pure platinum and cool grey upper with white accents. The design also includes a black speckled midsole, red Nike Air unit, and white outsole, released in 2013. So what I like about it is the three different shades of grey as it sort of fades across the front of the shoe. An awesome version of the Jordan 4.
And what would you pay for these, Joel? I can see the price. What would you pay for them?
These are $866 at the moment, but I could lowball that off for Paul and offer them $750 and get a bargain.
We get. Let's get 5 pair. Let's get them. Straight.
I'm on to it.
What's on the heel of these? Is it the Nike Air or is it Jumpman?
No, I reckon it's the Jordan logo. Let me just check because I've got it open on my thing. Yeah, it's the Jordan logo.
So it's really black and grey with red, yeah? Black and grey with the red on the tongue. That's the only bit of red. You said there was some red, yeah?
Yeah, although it's not featured on any of the photos.
That's what I was thinking. It must be on the tongue.
They look great with jeans.
Yeah, they're nice. Lukey?
I'm not a snob, Luke. I don't have to have the Nike Air on the back of the heel.
No, but if you're going to spend $750, you're going to want it on the back of your heel. So I thought you were supposed to show shoes that you actually were going to buy, Joel.
No, I will get these. I'm building a base, right?
No.
Once I've got all the OGs and all the Nike Air heels, then I start building on these.
I've
got a plan.
You're either lying to us. Goat once.
You're lying to us or you're lying to yourself. At some point, someone's been deceived.
Yeah, I live in the place called denial. You know that.
I really like the shoes, though. I really like them. The Jumpman wouldn't bother me. I'd love to cop them, but I know for you, it's just a no-go.
Just a no-go. All right. Luke, what do you got for us, my man?
Oh, my turn. Okay. All right.
Yes,
come on. Well, I sort of blew the lead on this. I already mentioned it, but whatever. I'm going to put it up there. So it's the first adapts, which apparently are imperfect from a design perspective, but I like them because they're the firsts, and this is the mag colorway. So it's like the grey with the bluey speckles and all that sort of stuff. So I still want to get them. You know, this is a video show, Joel. I can see that face.
That was appreciation. That was like, damn, these are good.
No. You look at them. It's as if someone came in.
I'll be honest. I was looking at this and thinking, he's taking a photo from StockX.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, hang on, this is a goat want segment. He's got StockX.
It's the same thing. Some of us don't buy resold sneakers, so I don't. I'm not. It was a bridge too far for me to go out, so I just rip pictures off StockX. It's the same damn deal.
No.
What's his name anyway?
Tell us about these, Lukey.
Yeah,
we haven't told them enough for the podcast listeners. Tell us about these ones.
Yeah, okay. So all they are is the Edition 1 Adapt BBs in the Back to the Future mag colorway. That you can fasten them with your phone. They have a new version now, which is supposed to have a lot of advancements, and this shoe's not particularly fantastic. But the new version only comes in like black, and then there's a red colorway, and I just like this colorway. I think it's pretty cool. It's a little bit something different. It's something that if I had it, I'd keep it and just sort of squirrel it away just to have it kind of thing, because it's like the first of this technology. So I'm very interested if the circumstances are right and everything comes together, then I will procure. So keep an eye on.
You're talking me into BBs, by the way. I was never a big fan until we started. Now I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
I love these too, Lukey. Hence the face of appreciation.
Hang on.
Yeah, in the episode.
Yeah, that's right.
I do.
Like
bad. You know me. If you're going to get any, you got to get the original. This is the BB OG.
Yeah.
They're good. Hey, you know what we can do, Lukey? Do you remember those orange? They're like an SB Dunk that I've got, the old orange pair that we've talked about a few times. I got our friend Fred to find them for me. He couldn't find them anywhere because I thought they were fakies, and they're actually not. And he's come back saying they're about 624 on StockX.
Really?
Yeah, I'll get Maxi to put it up on our podcast to show you guys. But yeah, so I might trade them in. I might sell those and get some BB adapts.
Well, that's actually something that's quite interesting because I've got a load up here of size 11. Like some of the dead stock, some have boxes, some whatever. But I mean, I can't fit some of these shoes. So if I can consolidate and recuperate, then there could be an opportunity for me to swap some things out. So there you go.
I think, that's what I think. Maybe we should do some trading with Freddie. We'll get him to do it. Hey, Maxi, can you put up the purple one for me? So we've talked about these ones a bit, boys. We'll do one more each because we've sort of gone over time. So my one, I've talked about this before.
Ooh, yeah.
This is the Dunk High Pro, the SB Reverse Skunk. We talked about it last week on episode 1. I really like this. I'd love to cop them. Obviously, $420. There's only 420 of them. This is ridiculous pricing. We'd have to sell, I think, Luke's collection twice over to get these, Lukey. Yeah. So they're going. You can buy a brand new pair for 9,843 Aussie at the moment. They're going for. But I was wondering if that's for number 1, right? I wonder if number 1 is more pricey.
Oh, they're individually numbered.
There's only 420 of them.
No. Any of them, any of these that a reseller is going to sell, and they'll have to agree on the price that you offer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
They're not going to budge much if there's 420 of them.
No way. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's just for number 1. Because the price of this one we're looking at in StockX, in GOAT was 9,843, and this is the number 1, I think, is it?
Yeah, that's what it shows on the shoe. Whether or not that's actually correct.
Wonder if 401's a different price. I'd be interested to see that, but I think that'll all be about the same. So this is that purple colorway. It's got the green swoosh. I actually just really like these for something. I think it's a an interesting thing. I like that. I like that uniqueness, and we talked about that. What do you reckon, Lukey? Are we all chipping
I
together
think
there?
if you hung around and went to a Chris Brown video for long enough, someone's going to take them off and jump in the pool, and you'd be able to swipe a pair that way. Because otherwise, I don't think it's really feasible to go out and buy a pair of purple, fluffy Dunks for the price of a perfectly good used Japanese car. So, yeah.
Lateral thinking. I like it.
Mm.
Oh, we had to flip into cars, didn't we? Always got to get that car reference in somewhere.
Oh,
Part of the Bisco board.
for the viewers that caught my video about with the Balenciagas and the gold BMW, I'll be happy to know that the tables have turned on that situation, and hopefully the guy that bought it isn't watching this video, because I turned around and sold that car for $2,500. So,
Well done, champ.
hey, yeah.
Very impressed.
Good work.
We were going to make a rap video with that car. What are you doing?
Well, that's all right. I got
What's
two more.
the car for a rap video? What do you reckon about these Dunk highs, Jolly?
Yeah, no, I like them. I mean, I reckon if they were $400 or $500, yeah, great. But the whole limited release thing, that's just, just make it accessible. It's a great design.
It is. It's almost like the Back to the Future style, right? It's just something everyone loves, but you're just never going to buy.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You know, the other thing I was thinking about, we get on, because I'm guessing you can do the Dunk high in a customized Nike fashion. Maybe we can customize some that look pretty close, just with the purple and green.
If I get a
sure. We've all got skills.
If I get a Sharpie and write 420 on the back of this, can I charge $9,000 for this? Yeah.
I think that's what they do, Lukey. I think it's just all Sharpie work.
No, it's just
you just need a steady hand and a range of Sharpies.
And then if you look inside,
click and collect.
Say made in Vietnam. Would those still be made in Vietnam? Those $10,000 ones?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. I was thinking where else they make them. The
non-associated over 15 cents.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to keep moving, guys, because
we're running time.
We're running. Jolie, let's quickly get yours up. Let's have a minute or two on yours, and then we'll do a quick one for Lukey. Hey,
all right.
Well, you got them? Let's go.
Yep, they're up.
Go, my man.
Who's Nigel?
So this one, again, something a bit different. Lukey knows. Yeah. So this man is a BMX legend.
That
he
guy.
started.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know who he is.
He started riding in Jordan 1s just to protect his feet, like a whole bunch of the skateboarders, which got the whole Nike Dunk SB culture going, Paulie.
These are nice.
That you love.
I do.
But these ones, what I love about them is there's something pretty cool here. These are pre-scuffed.
Yeah.
Right? So they're made to look worn and authentic. And they're in like a beigey sort of color, which I like because it kind of goes with everything. So I could imagine, I mean, this is kind of my style. I could just imagine wearing those with a pair of torn jeans or whatever. That'd be cool. And I like the black tongue in it. It's just a bit of a different sort of version on the Jordan 1. So that, my friends, retails for $787 right now.
They're going up.
Yeah, I remember when they were about $400 or $500.
Lukey's got his pre-scuffed Jordan 1s up on the screen, people. So.
Maybe that's the plan.
Yeah, I'm just going to go tie these to the back of the car and drive around the block a few times. I don't. Yeah, it's a little weird. Anyway, whatever.
What do you think about these? I like these.
Look, they're fine in a vacuum. They're fine, but it's just a tale as old as time. Like, how do they get away with charging 10? Like these vaulted ones are probably $80.
Yeah.
So how can you charge like 10 times as much in order to It's just it's the same thing. It's like a grey Jordan 4 is worth $400, but a light blue like an M&M or whatever the damn thing is, it's worth $20,000. But they're the same exact thing. Like at least when it's a watch, it's more sophisticated, a different jewelry, and a car, there's different composite material. With a shoe, it's literally the color and the story, and it just changes the value multiple times. Which leads me to my next shoe. We're running out of time, Paul.
Yeah. Throw your shoe on, Lukey. Quickly, we'll do your shoe before we get cut off by our... Hey, while you're doing that, Lukey, if you join Old Blokes Love Economics Too, you'll be able to get this.
No, but there's no tangible difference with everything else. With a house,
No, you're right. Of course, you're right.
We agree.
It's
It's
marketing.
the Travis Scott phenomenon, right? Some of the stuff Travis Scott
And
does.
Travis Scott.
Yeah, the power forward for Milwaukee back in the 80s. You know,
Okay.
some of those aren't good. Oh, these are interesting, Luke.
Yeah.
Still on StockX, but they're interesting. All right, talk us through it, Lukey.
All right, so these are the other Gatorades to the
The
other
other
Gatorades.
Gatorades, yes.
Yeah. But these are the green ones, and I'm fascinated with green stuff. I want a green car. I like green shoes. I'm just going nuts for green stuff at the moment. So if I can find those in a 12, in brand new, dead stock, whatever it happens to be, if I can get them, I'm just going to get them. I love those shoes. I reckon they're fantastic.
So they're
$536 on Go.
Yep.
Yeah, so why? That's a lot more than StockX.
Yeah.
Oh, no, is that Australian dollars?
No, it's Australian.
Yeah, Aussie. 530 Aussie.
Just
36
give
Aussie.
them a bit of detail, Lukey, for podcast. So these are Jordan 6.
So they're the Jordan 6 Gatorades, but they're the all green. So they're all green with some orange highlights, and they got the clear air surround, and they're very predominantly green, and they're sort of like a light sort of fake suede finish. And they're really delightful. They look like they could be part of the Cactus Jack collection, but they're not. They're just these Gatorades. But again, as you say, they're $500, and then the other Gatorades are $80. Yeah. So it makes no sense.
Not one bit. What do you reckon about these, Joel?
Yeah, they're on my list of wants.
Well, you get a discount, 2 for 1.
You get a discount. Hey, I think these are okay. My issue, I don't know. The green, maybe it's the picture, but it's a really interesting colored green. They probably look better in person. Have you seen these in a better light, Lukey? Because if I'm paying,
I've seen them in person. They're great.
Now we need to get to the next segment, but they are the same color green as either the Sudan or China. I'm not too sure. One or the other.
Hey, let me check. No, they're a bit Kenya. It's a bit like Kenya, I reckon.
Kenya. Yeah, that's okay.
So Kenya's just sold. Nairobi's just sold. They got a start. They just sold 50 pairs since we've been talking. That's my live board. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. That was really interesting. We might do that again, because we've got plenty of pairs to talk about. Hey, as with episode 1, we have now going to kick over to Freddie, who's going to put you through some of the new releases. Last week, his audio was a little bit off, but we're hoping we'll fix that this week. So you join Freddie, and after him, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to be doing the releases for March, mid-month of March. So there's a couple releases coming up in the next few days. First one being the duck camo green camos, which is the second iteration of the OG duck camos. It's a lime colorway of the Air Max 90 duck camos, which will release on the 15th of May. So those will be releasing at the normal Nike retailers via Sneakers and Foot Locker. Next up, we have some Nike Dunk 420 cough drops, which will be releasing in very limited stock. Australia and New Zealand will be getting them as well, so they come in the highs. Next up, we have the Jordan 4 Metallic Greens on May 20th, and those will be releasing on normal Foot Locker websites as well. We have next up after that the Jordan 1 Low UNCs in the women's colorway. Those will be dropping at your normal Jordan retailers as well, such as Foot Locker, Culture Kings, Nike. Expect it'll be very easy to cop as well, so don't have to be waking up early or anything for them. Should be able to get an easy cop for them. Just remember that the biggest size is a 12 women's, so that's a 10.5 in men's. So if you're a guy and you're trying to cop them, it'll be pretty hard if you're a bigger size above 10.5. Next up, we have the Jordan 1 Royal Toes, which will be releasing overseas, as the Australian release has already happened today. So those will be releasing overseas on the 15th as well, just like the duck camos, in overseas websites such as Undefeated and other boutiques in Europe as well. So that's the month of May, and we got a lot of releases coming up. So good luck to everyone, and good luck for the cops. Big shout out to Soul Assist as well. To Discord, we provide info. It's a mastermind group where we help out resellers sell their items and maximize their profit, as well as Creasedupkicks, the brand that I run. We buy and sell shoes. We trade as well. If you guys ever need anything, just hit us up, or if you want to sell something, give us a message. We're happy to buy some stuff and do some trades as well.
Alrighty, now we're doing Joel's seal of approval, and I think we've got another logo. Maxie? Hey, look at that.
Maxie's finest work.
It is. Jump man with the Jordan 4. Joel, look at you. I've never seen you jump that high.
Yeah, man, that is that's on the ground. That's not up in the air. It's not.
It's superimposed. All right, we all know how this works. We pull out a pair, Luke, myself, and we try and convince Joel. Last week, Joel got a bit scared. He was on camera, so he had to agree to a shoe that he would never agree to, I don't reckon. But hey, he's now more relaxed. By the time the second one was, he was disapproving. Hey, Lukey, you're going first again, because I want to see if it's 2 times in a row, my man.
All right. Will lightning strike twice? I need to see what I did for Joel's seal of approval. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, I actually selected these. Well, I think we know why I selected them. Joel, over to you.
Let's explain what these are.
These are the Air Zooms that LeBron wore his first year, yeah, or first whatever.
These are LeBron.
I just heard cricket.
Yes, they are LeBron. They are LeBron ones. So they are half basketball, half hiking, half workshop, half. They actually came in like a Timberland colorway, like in brown, and they were Timberland size. So these are some hefty LBJ ones. But I didn't. I selected them. I knew that I wanted to put up LeBron ones, and I didn't want to push too far and give you the real crappy version, so I gave you the classic ones. But I know that you're going to love them regardless.
Yeah. Well, Lou, I've got a question for you. Why did you put LeBron's shoes in front of me and ask me whether I like them or not?
Well, because LeBron's the best player. He's the greatest NBA player of all time. So I just thought it'd be interesting if you could probably catch that fever because he's a great teammate and he's got great shoes and lots of different things that he's done have really been quite good. So I figured that you, of anybody, would be able to understand that that is where it all started for the greatest Nike athlete of all time.
Right.
Okay, I'm just gonna go. I'll be back in 5. Joel, Joel, thoughts on the LeBron Timberlands? Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, Luke's obviously been drinking or been smoking or not watching The Last Dance, not paying attention to what's actually been going on for the last 20, 30 years. But, you know, all respect to LeBron. He's an amazing athlete. He's done some incredible things, but I am not interested in those shoes or that man.
So I'm going to guess, let's hang on, there's a disapproval coming. Look, a disapproval.
I'm wagging my finger, Matumbo style.
So that's a disapproval from Joel. Sorry, Lukey, lightning didn't strike twice. I think your choice.
It's not like he didn't expect anything else.
That's two LeBrons we've talked about today, Lukey, you and I. This is getting a bit off. We talked about, I showed him a pair of LeBrons in Spilling the Kicks today, Jolie. It was the only pair I own. They actually don't look like LeBrons at all, do they? We'll put them up in here, Maxie. Take those down for your notes.
They're off-brand LeBrons. They're,
nothing but disappointment.
That you have when you're not having a LeBron.
Team LeBron.
It's the Claytons of LeBron.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's put mine up, Maxie. So I told you the other day, Maxie and I went down a Blazer rabbit hole. So let's just continue that theme. This one actually never got released. So this was a sample that Nike put together with Off-White. They did a sample. This was called the Off-White Blazer Wolf Grey. Right, I actually like the colorway here. I think they're really done. There's better pictures we'll put up. They've obviously got the Off-White zip tag on them. But yeah, I really like the Nike swoosh on these. I actually think these look more like a custom designed pair of shoes. They were going to be in the first release of Blazers, but for some reason they didn't decide the Wolf Grey wouldn't sell, which I actually think these would sell really well.
Totally.
Yeah, so they've got the Off-White on the side, standard Off-White thing, but they do have the Blazer silhouette. Joel, what do you think about these, my man, the Wolf Grey Blazers?
Well, I thought when Virgil Abloh did the Off-White 10, that there was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them that were absolute gold, and then the rest of them not so much. But the Blazer was definitely one of them, because I like what he's done with the oversized swoosh, pushing it down onto the midsole like that. I reckon that's pretty cool.
Yeah, great.
And that colorway, I agree with you. They would sell like hotcakes. So
yeah, I don't know why they pulled these out. It was interesting when I was doing my research.
I'm a bit curious to know what you need to do to get a pair of laces for them. They don't seem to come with.
There's actually a couple other pictures, because they were doing the sampling pictures and they had black laces. In one of the pictures I had, they had some black laces, so they're pretty cool. And the other one had white laces in the sample stuff. So they look pretty good. Luke, thoughts, my man, before we get a decision from Joel?
Yeah.
He's still devastated about getting a disapproval.
He loves the Blazer. He loves a good Blazer.
I'll leave the Blazer to you guys. It's more of a cafe lifestyle. I'll leave it at that.
No, we have an isolation lifestyle, my friend. Isolation lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, what I did notice about Mike, what I appreciated from watching the documentary, just talking about the laces on these Blazers, is you notice he laces his own shoes, which I thought was pretty cool.
And I was surprised. I thought most people that I know lace them with your foot in it. Do you lace them when you start with your foot in it?
Really?
Yeah, I always start with the first time I lace them, I always have my foot in it because I like to get that feel, and then I'll adjust them. I was surprised, yeah. Anyway. Jolie, let's wrap up.
That, Joel, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah. About the lace technique?
Yeah.
Oh man, I could spend hours on lace technique.
We might have a whole segment.
Straight lace.
Straight lace.
Straight lace.
Yeah, not for playing. Not
for playing.
Hey Joel, let's wrap up the Wolf Grey Blazer. Approval or disapproval?
Definitely an approval, buddy. I think you've chosen well. Luke,
you
can't be disappointed. You put LeBron's in front of me.
That's why
I knew what I was doing. I was trying to give some because I didn't want Paul, because without Paul we don't go. So I thought I have to. Even the sun shines on a dog's ass some days.
Yeah, that was you last week, Lukey. We're back to status quo now.
All right, all squared up.
All right, thank you. So 1 disapproval, 1 approval. Actually, you know what, with me, before we move on to rate, hate, and debate, Blazers are becoming bit of an SB for me at the moment, which is an interesting thing. I really like them. Yeah, and I like that. I was mucking around with them, and I might give something away, and Maxie will get angry. We're trying to do an old blokes colorway with the Blazer, so we might get them out there as a custom old blokes.
I like it,
because the other bit also.
Luke will get a pair.
No, definitely
yes.
We're gonna get your face on them. We're going to get your face on them, Lukey.
Yeah. Maybe if you had a completely plain white Blazer ready to go, brand new out of the box, never worn, tried on, you could possibly use that as a canvas for some sort of specially themed shoe if you were that way inclined.
I just get Nike to make it for me. That's how
all that.
Hey, just on that, the other bit that we were talking to with our friend Johnny Kicks on Sunday morning, our time, Saturday night his, he was showing me a pair of runners. If you go back to spilling the kicks, and I'll get Maxie to bring them up in here, they are now making these little iron-ons to go on shoes. So he got this Rooster pair custom made, and they come with a little iron-on that you actually
pigeon. It was a pigeon.
Pigeon.
Rooster.
I've done it twice today.
The pigeon is lost on Paulie.
I know what it is. And I was like, I did it today with So we were doing Spilling the Kicks, and I said, oh, yeah, he's done an Air Force One Kicks collaboration when it's a Cause collaboration.
Right.
And I called it Kicks, and I was like, I got hung up from you, and I was like, shit. Anyway, yeah, so maybe we can get the Old Blokes logo on a pair of blazers, mate. Coming soon.
Not too
I think
shabby.
this is all going to be cut out by Max anyway, so
Yeah.
we're all good. All right, let's see, Max. I'll set you up now so that you can cut it out. Okay, that was Joel's seal of approval. We're now moving on to rate, hate, and debate.
Where's the intro song?
He hasn't got an intro thing for this one.
Theme song.
He's lagging.
Yeah,
Let's
we
give
need
him a
a
break.
theme song.
He's overworked. He's got so much content going on the go. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. All right, Maxi. Let's bring up the first one. We've talked about this one ad nauseum. Okay. So while Max is bringing this one up, this is the Reverse Skunk Dunk Pro SB. We talked about them for a few times. You know, it's really interesting. When I was doing my notes for these, they were on GOAT at $3,088. So they've grown a little bit in a week since I did my notes for these. So they've tripled in price. So they're what, $9,000.
You could have copped them at $3,000.
Yeah, I could have gone for $3,000 when I was doing my notes. All right, we don't need to talk much about these. Just for the podcast, they're the purple ones, green swoosh, green sole, furry, look like a bit like Oscar the Grouch. Joel, do we rate or hate these?
No, I'll definitely rate these. Don't think I could afford the $9,800 for them, but if they were just as Luke has highlighted to us, just paying for the price of the shoe, yeah, they're a cracker. I love them. I really like shoes that have got an interesting texture to them.
Yeah.
So like that like brushed suede look on them. That that looks great.
Yeah, they're good. They're nice.
For sure.
Lukey, we rating or hating, Lukey?
In the essence and the spirit of rate, hate, and debate, and as Joel mentioned, this is regardless of value. We take the shoes for the shoes, and they are what they are. We don't care if they're 40,000 or 40. It's the shoe as a piece of clothing, I guess you could say. I'm going to hate them, and I'll tell you why. Because of the message they send to the youth of this country and to the youth around the world, that getting high.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Go, it can make you money.
Everybody is like cool about this now, just like, oh, it's the same as drinking. It probably isn't everything, but it doesn't mean that you could just get fucked up daily and don't expect consequences of it. Because we grew up, all three of us have had plenty of friends or whatever, relatives and the rest that have been massive potheads, and there's no free ride. You wanna live that 420 skunk high lifestyle, then go for it, and whatever the scenario.
It's hate on social conscience today, is it?
Well, no, because it's completely socially acceptable. The companies are all behind it. They're sticking the logos on. These shoes are worth $10,000 now. Every artist and rapper and everyone just pushes it. But that's okay if you have an artistic lifestyle and you can afford to wake up at 2:00 in the afternoon. You don't have to have a day job and everything. But if you are about getting shit done, try to just smoke all day and get a whole heap done. I really want you to experiment with that.
every now and then, listeners, if you just listen, there's a subtle message.
Do you see? I'm going to put down a hate for Luke, and I'm going to move on. Hey, but Luke, I'm going to rate these because these are the reverse skunk. So these go against everything you talk about. These are get out. These are get up early. Don't smoke. Get your reverse skunks on. Get out and pedal. That's what these are. There's only 420 pairs. So how many potheads can afford four?
No.
There's only 420 pairs. None. All right. Anyway, we're back to old blokes don't have a social conscience, and I'm going to rate these. So. All right, let's move on to the next pair of our rate hates. While Maxie gets them up, we've got a collab. We've got Stussy and Air Zoom. He does this on purpose. The spitter on cage fossil to blow me in mind. All right, this collab has fossil updates the retro Nike runner with a simple two-tone color scheme. The upper crafted from a blend of open mesh and textile is entirely finished in an understated tan hue, save for contrasting hints of black on the sneakers' branding elements. Whew. Lukey, do we like this Stussy Nike Air Zoom collab or not?
Look, they're interesting, the photos. I think that if the materials and the textures actually stand up and it actually looks the way it's going to look, I'm not sure how it's going to wear. That's another thing. But we tried to cop these on sneakers. It was probably about a month ago. They had a release here, and of course, nothing but timeouts and flame outs and reboots and bullshit. So okay, I better rate them because I don't know what the next shoe is going to be. So
better rate. Well, you got a quota of rates you got to do.
Yeah, it's in my contract.
In your contract. Yeah. So that's a rate. Look at you, Joel. What do we think about this collab?
I'm not very convinced on Lukey's reasons for rating it, but we'll just go with it.
There's no social conscience here.
I was a huge Stussy head when I was in my teens. I remember the baggy checkered pants that they had back when MC Hammer was doing Can't Touch This, and all I wanted was those Stussy pants. I had a number of pairs of them. So yeah, when I saw these drop, actually it was myself and my wife. We both liked them, and I reckon if there's one colorway, because I think there's a black one, which is like black and silver, and there's a red one, which is just awful. But this is the colorway. Like this cream one. This is the shit. Yep. So yeah, I reckon it's a sweet shoe. So I'll give that a rate.
That's nice. I did forget to mention before how much these were. So on GOAT at the moment, they dropped on the 27th of March. Obviously, GOAT had them for 300 when I did my research. StockX had them around 600 bids. So yeah, again, it's not a cheap shoe. The picture I had here, I didn't like when I first looked at them, but the one Max put up then I actually like way better. So the one we had on the run sheet didn't look very nice, but the one he's put up on the screen. So I'm going to flip here. I had a hate down. I'm going to rate them just for that. I think they look
interesting.
Good. Yeah, but again, we talked about this. Sometimes we get a shit picture. Go, Lukey.
That's right. Sorry, I was going to mention this is the first episode out of, what are we, season 4, episode 3? This is the first episode that I didn't even look at. I did a Joel. I didn't look at the run sheet before we started. So I didn't know what was in Rate, Hate and Debate. I didn't get a chance to look at those two-dimensional photos that are on the run sheet. And I thought I would just take it straight off the dome. So
I always do my homework. That is rough.
He's done it at least once in 4 seasons, Lukey. What are you talking about? All right, so I'm going to put a rate down there. So that was 3 rates today. Look at us. We've totally changed. All right, lucky last. We've gone for a bit of a traditional, I'm going to say a legendary Air Max 90 coming up. Colorway is a little bit different. It's called the Reverse Duck, this one. So the Air Max 90 SP Reverse Duck Camo delivers a flip colorway on the original Duck Camo. It's the Atmos collaboration from 2013, so it's the inverse of that. The Retro Runner features an orange mesh upper with a revised Duck Camo print on the leather overlay and matching leather mud guard. Lukey, thoughts, and do we rate or hate?
It's Joel's turn.
Oh, hey.
He wants to go last.
First. I wanted Joel to bring us home.
He's going to drop a hammer on this.
I can't. If I go now, it's going to affect the way that Joel.
You got more social conscience coming.
I'm my own man.
Yeah.
Who's going? Come on, Lukey. Let's go.
Okay. All right. No, it's me. The host has spoken. So, that's an orange. That's an orange 2020 Porsche Cayenne with $147,000 of individual options on top of the asking price that I made earlier this evening. And it reminds me of that Air Max, and I love them both. So, yeah, that's basically the way that's going to go. Because those shoes there, those 90s remind me of those ones that PJ Tucker's got with the Spitfire,
You're right.
you know, World War II theme. And they're sort of like a bit of a lower end version of those higher end shoes. So yeah, I really like them. I need to get more 90s. I really like, if I had a pair of shoes like that, like say daily, a good daily, just a really nice shoe that you can wear, you can flip out with everything. Nice, you know, you can just wear them all day. They're nice and comfortable, but they're classic. They appeal, broad appeal. I really like them. Hopefully there won't be any cases of stolen valor with the camo pattern. I think no one will think by the shape I'm in that I'm in the military by any way, shape or form. So should be able to get away with that. Yeah. So, but no, I'm going to
either, mate. So you're good.
That's it. So I'm just going to go with a big fat rate there in my roundabout way. So yeah, rate.
Excellent. Joel?
Oh, well, if Luke's going to rate it, then what else am I going to do? I can't decide for myself.
There needs to be some sort of sequence of events here. This isn't a free-for-all. You went first.
There's an order. There's an order to things.
Go, Joel.
So this right here, that is the camo. That's the Atmos camo.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, and Lukey so eloquently put it, there isn't much difference. Like you get all the same colorways.
It's just
a little bit more camo. I'm actually not a huge fan of the whole like let's do the reverse version of you know, something that was once famous. But that's actually a really good looking shoe. So I don't have any problems rating that one. I like it.
Yeah, I like these too. I like where we started the Blazer deep dive, Max and I, we were looking for an Air Max 90, by the way. So we ended up on the Blazer trail, so I didn't like anything. I'm going to rate these too. I actually like these again. I think they're nice. And the price, Lukey, I forgot to say it, it's twice in a row. These are on 165 on GOAT.
Yeah.
That's
good price, mate. StockX, they're bidding 290. And they obviously came out just a couple of weeks ago, 26th of March. So,
right. So this proves Luke's theory here, right? So this is the same shoe, almost the same exactly. Materials, a little bit more of the camo on the original one, but the original is $1,283. $1,283.
Maybe we get these. These are underpriced. Hey, I forgot to. Everyone else put their phone up for the Zoom people, so I forgot to put my phone up when I was talking. So I looked up a duck. I just looked up a duck to put up here for you guys. So just, I don't know why, because everyone else put their phone up and I was feeling left out, so I put the duck. All right. We finally made it. Nice long one. Hey, thank you, gentlemen. Always fun as always. Lukey's counting something. So I'm going to go to you, Joel, as we always like to finish. Any final words, anything you've learnt tonight?
I feel like we've had some words of wisdom from Luke today. So I've learnt a few things, particularly about the whole marijuana issue and the need to just curb your enthusiasm on that topic and make sure you're getting up and doing your job, boys and girls. So that you can afford the expensive version of the exact same shoe.
Agreed.
That's right.
I just tied a little bow around that. Did you see?
That he makes a valid point. So if you want to smoke, you can have the orange camos, and if you don't, and you get up early, you get up at 5 o'clock, you go to the office, you stay late, you do all that, you do some extra university, get an MBE, whatever you want to do, then you get the $3,000 Warhawks US, which is the ones I was talking about. That is a American Army fighter plane thing, but not dissimilar in appearance, but it's at least 10 times as much. So there you have it.
Is that your final word, Lukey?
That was
I was just making a comment about Joel's thing. My final word is
go.
Everything seems, as of today, like it's going back to normal. especially in Brisbane, because in Queensland people are idiots.
The Victorians just laugh awkwardly.
Yeah. Well, anyway, all I'm saying is just because they said it's all right and you can go to the shop and everything doesn't mean you have to be getting in my little personal bubble of safety. So just everyone just chill. You know, it's not going to kill you if we keep this going for a couple more months. It's actually quite nice and everything. So let's just don't be in a rush to go back and be jumping on each other's, you know what's. Let's just take it easy and keep mail ordering those shoes for a little while longer.
Okay, let's hope Max doesn't edit this bag because this is jumping on stuff and mail orders. This could go really wrong with the video. Hey, thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. I think we've hit our groove pretty early in season 4. We've got 2 in. I think episode 2 would have been come up homicide. We had Corey Homicide on, so hopefully everyone listened to that one. If not, go back and listen. That's been, I was going to say Spilling the Kicks, but this is not Spilling the Kicks. This is Old Blokes Love Sneakers Too. You can catch us on Zoom and on podcast. And also we've got Spilling the Kicks. We've got Around the Sneaker in 130 days. And we've got some Joel content coming one day if we can get it out of production. Right? It's all post-production. It's all being edited. So thanks again, and we'll speak to you soon.